And now we're live. There we go. All right. Welcome to Speaking of SAC, virtually Speaking of SAC. I'm Hot Mustard, joined here this morning with Dr. Robert Vela, the president of San Antonio College. Good morning.
Good morning, Hot Mustard. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. It's Tuesday, September 14th, and it's a good Tuesday. It's nice weather.
Very nice weather. It's starting to feel like fall again. So I'm excited to see what the future holds, especially if fall comes a little early. I'm hoping.
Yeah, the fall semester, my favorite semester.
Yep.
Every time.
It's
so much fun. So much fun. We get so much more new students coming in. This year it's a little bit different. It
is.
But we're going to keep going.
We will. And just this, this is our second week into being physically back on campus. And we spent that first week, and there are still people out there kind of, helping students through, right? I mean, think of our first time in college students that really maybe did not go to their high schools their senior year, and then they missed a good part of the semester, and then they're here, and then saying, where's my class, or where do I go? How do I test? And so it was so exciting to be out and about with students. And I tell you, Hot Mustard, I kind of stood out in front of Moody looking over the mall area. Boy, was that a beautiful sight to see students walking around with backpacks and student life out there doing all kinds of things, student advocacy with their little tents out there helping students. It just felt like SAC was alive again.
Definitely. We started a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was, I believe, the second or third day of class. And I was walking through the mall area with one of the other staff members. And I was like, I gotta look around. There's no one here.
Right.
And this is like the first week of class. Something's wrong.
Right.
And then we got back last week. It felt like the first day of class.
It did. It really did. And then there was less humidity. And I mean, I don't know what it was, but it just felt like, wow, this is the way every fall semester should start. Right. So yes. For us to be back after what, a year and a half or more, we were all on sensory overload, right? Just trying to help and looking at all the activity. But I tell you, so proud of the work that the team has done to ensure our safety. We've got a lot of protocols in place. I think everyone felt safe. Everyone felt connected as best we could. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to be back. It's hard to say that maybe 18 months ago, but feels like we're going to get back to whatever that new normal is, dealing with these variants of COVID. But I think we're starting to figure this out and how to keep ourselves safe, but still be able to continue our normal lives, especially students pursuing their education. So I'm excited that we're taking steps in the right direction, so we can find a way to live with this virus, right? As best we can.
Yes, and we're taking many measures, precautionary measures. As many as we can.
Yes.
And one of them is the COVID testing.
Right.
So students, staff, faculty, vendors, everyone coming to campus on a regular basis has to get tested for COVID once a week. It doesn't take that long. It's a nose swab 5 times each nose.
Right.
It doesn't pick your brain.
Right. It's not the brain scrub. Right.
It's not the brain scrub. Right. But what we did experience some longer than normal wait times in line last week, but magical word once again, we pivoted and now we have longer hours.
We do. And it's just the way we roll at SAC, right? It's just kind of like parking. Remember, Hot Mustard, where the first few weeks we allowed our students some grace, right? Like, where can I park? We can't park on the grass. We're not going to give you a ticket. Yeah. But, the first couple of weeks, we're going to be a little patient with everybody. It's the same thing with this. We knew that did we have the right mix in place? It was probably a little too, the window was a little narrow. We've expanded those windows now where they're almost 4.5, 5-hour blocks, which gives students and faculty and staff a little bit more time to really plan that out and not rush because you only have an hour and a half to get tested. That was very difficult. So you're right. We extended those hours. We added another screener. So now we have 3 screeners as opposed to 2. So they're able to take more people all at once. So, we're figuring this out, but at the same time, we're offering our students some grace. I know some students missed the very first week. It was simply the lines were long and we had to cut it off, and I get it, but nothing is going to happen, right? Once we figured out we're in a good place, students will have the ability to choose and pick when they can get tested, but we need to offer more times and dates, no doubt.
Definitely. So Mondays, the new hours, Mondays, 1:30 to 5:30. And this is in the Moody Learning Center, right in the lobby area after you get your health screening.
Right.
Tuesdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Thursdays, 1:30 to 7 p.m. And Fridays, 9 a.m. to 1. And this is just at San Antonio College. You can also go to any of the other Alma College's locations.
Right.
They have different testing hours as well. I'll probably be going for that option. There's one right by my house. So, alamo.edu/RTC. And you can also link to other campuses and find out their return to campus plans as well as San Antonio Colleges.
I want to share a little personal, I don't like any type. I don't know if you're this way too, Hot Mustard, but I don't like a lot of medical tests and stuff. I get real nervous, right? So I guess everybody does but maybe for me, it's a little bit worse. But, I've done it, already maybe 3 or 4 times, once a week. And I tell you what it's doing now. It's really giving me some peace of mind, where before I was afraid to test. Not that I was afraid, because I knew it wasn't the brain scrub, but it's just okay, could I potentially test positive, right? So it's that constant fear.
Yeah.
But now done it, I think I've done it maybe 4 times. Actually, it's a relief to know that you're okay, and that whatever you're doing works, right? Whatever precautions you're taking, whether that's masking up or doing all the precautions that you're doing, it works. It really validates that what you're doing is working for you.
Yes, it's kind of like the feeling when you check your midterm grades right before you go on spring break.
That's right.
And you see that it's an A, and then you're like, okay, I can enjoy this week. And that's
I don't know.
It's a great feeling.
It is a great feeling. But I had done it yesterday. My results came in this morning. They come at the oddest. I think it was like at 4:30 in the morning, and I hear my phone go off, and I'm up, and results are okay, so I'm happy about it and moving on, right? So, but it just takes a little time to get used to it. But I think at the end of the day, it's a good thing. It's just another layer for us to ensure that we're not, spreading it, within SAC. So, if I were to
we can catch these things early,
exactly.
That's what
Yeah. I mean, you can take precautions to protect your coworkers and your loved ones, right? You don't want to unknowingly carry the virus and unknowingly infect other people. I mean, that would be the worst thing that I think anybody would want to do,
Yeah. And testing is free.
It is.
We're not tacking it onto your tuition. It's not coming out of student activity fee.
It's free.
Free to you.
And if you haven't been, I had to pick some up for my just to test my younger daughter over the weekend, because she had allergies are big right now, right? So I picked up, it's $20 at Walgreens to get this type of testing. So you're absolutely right, Hot Mustard. It's free. If not, it's going to cost you about $20 at Walgreens to do one on your own there at home. So why not just take advantage of the ones we have here?
The technology of it is amazing. Because you remember when we first started and testing, it would take 2-3 weeks to get your results back. And by that time, it's like, well, where have you been? Oh, I've been over here and over here and over here.
Been at HEB, I've been over here. And exactly. Yeah. So now it's quick, it's painless. It's not, I think it's the right thing to do. It's the responsible thing to do, not just for you, but for your neighbor, for your family. I think it's the right thing,
Yeah. Speaking of the right thing, the rock and roll events we've been having, they're really cool. You come on by. It's a one-stop shop. enrollment, advising, registration, financial aid. Then we send you over to Student Life and you get some swag. It's a one-stop shop.
That's right.
And we're having one coming up next week on the 21st. This is going to be in the Moody Learning Center from 9 to 6.
Yes.
And so this is a good chance, for students that may have missed the fall semester. We can try to get you into Fall Flex 2 or spring even.
That's right. And as you can imagine, we have a lot of folks show up, right? These are folks that want to onboard for Start 2 or spring, like you said, Odd Mustard. So I would ask the entire college, if you've got a little time, if you want to volunteer, work with your supervisor. But Dr. Cox Hernandez and everyone putting this together needs all the help we can get. And we know there are administrative assistants out there that have done advising before, that know how to remove holes and those kinds of things. Boy, we'd love to have you there, kind of helping our advisors and our outreach and recruitment teams out there, helping onboard our students. So I would welcome those of you that can offer any of your expertise and knowledge and skills, because traditionally we have quite a bit of students show up that day. So if you want to volunteer, work with your supervisor, and we'll make it work for you, because we need you. We need you. Our students need you. We need kind of all hands on deck that day.
Yes. And potential students, come on out, have a good time. Don't be scared. The water is fine.
The water is fine.
We have a lot of fun here.
Yes, we do. There are a lot of activities, right, that now they're physically on campus now. So before it's like, folks, different, I guess they like different modes of student life, but we are approving more and more face-to-face in the mall kind of things, which is going to be a lot of fun. And we have a lot of giveaways. So those new students coming in, the swag this year is amazing, because think about it. We've been holding back for 2 years and it's been building up, and now we've got a lot of swag to get out. So
got to clear the stores.
Got to clear the store and the closets. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, San Antonio College, we're about to begin the Migente Heritage Month celebration. Last year it was called the Raza Heritage Month.
Yes.
And in the past it was Hispanic Heritage Month.
Right.
And so this is we're working towards all inclusive.
There you go. There you go. And I can tell you, we got some feedback from some of our students about not feeling included. I mean, words matter, right? And
Yes.
We're seeing it all over the country. And I think it's an evolution of trying to figure out how do we stay very inclusive so that all students feel welcome. And this is really for all students, right? I don't know about you, Hot Mustard, but if you've done any type of genetic testing or what are the ones out there?
Ancestry
and all that.
So many.
You will clearly and quickly find out that you've got a lot of complexities to you, and it's not just, it's not as easy as we think it is until you really start to figure out who you are. I remember my daughter texted me. I guess she was with her friends, and she said, "Dad, I know we're Hispanics, but where are we from?" I'm like, "It's complicated." This is not. I'm not going to be able to answer your question via text. So we need to talk about it because it's complicated. Yes. So we did. We finally spoke, and she got it right, because we want to oversimplify things, and we're complex beings, we're all complex beings. So what a great time to honor Migente, our Hispanic, Latino, Latinx heritage. And, I'm looking forward to all the wonderful events that they do. So everyone is welcome.
And the opening ceremony is going to be tomorrow.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, 11 a.m. to 1. This is going to be on Zoom.
Yes.
And there's going to be speakers and dialogue going on. This is a great opportunity to learn some stuff.
Yeah. And here's the fun part, Hot Mustard, and you and I have spoken about this. Sometimes with these kinds of conversations, I think folks can get a little scared because what if I say the wrong things, and What if I don't? Well, if you don't know, we've got to talk this through, and we got to extend some grace so that we can all learn a little bit from each other. It is, you don't want to offend anybody, right? With these types of talks, but it's important that we talk about so that we understand each other, so that we can, respect each other, and so I'm just so proud of the work that Dr. Ramos and her entire committee is doing out there, because I think it really is about teaching and learning. I mean, at the end of the day, and that's the beauty of coming to college, no doubt.
Communication and just cultural understanding.
That's it. Sensitivity, right? Just understanding that they're all walks of life, and we are very quick to put people in categories when I think we're a little bit more complex than that. It's important to celebrate who we are, where we come from, but also understand that we're all part of one big community. And at the end of the day, we want what's best for our community.
Yes. So alamo.edu/SAC, go to the events page, and there's a full list of Migente events going on. There's poetry and open mic. There's going to be bingo. Oh man, and so many discussions.
So those folks out there that say, "Well, what is Migente?" Let me see how much. Can you translate that? I bet you can.
My people.
There you go. There you go. That's it.
There we go.
That's it. My people. I love that. Well done.
The SAC Library is kicking off their library common read, the book, The War for Kindness, Building Empathy in a Fractured World by Jamil Zaki. And that's going to be from 3:05 to 4 this afternoon on Zoom.
Yes.
So go to the SAC Library page for that. And the library is open, right?
Yeah, it is. It's open. It's open. Every time I walk through Moody's second floor, there are students. It feels like every computer is taken. Every little cubby in there is taken with students either studying or. So I met a student. I mean, I was out there the very first day we were physically back. Where is the library? And of course, well, you're here. Here it is. She goes, I said, what are you doing? What are you going to do? She goes, I'm going to go study. I said, on your first day? She said, oh yeah. So she was ready to go, and I was so impressed that she was ready to study at the library. So what a great feeling for a first time in college student that just has heard so much great things about SAC, and now she's here and loving every minute of it, I think.
Yes. And the library, great place to study.
Yes.
There's also many outdoor spots around campus that are also great places to study as well. So there is construction going on in some parts of the campus.
That's right.
Please be aware of that.
Yes.
What construction is going on outside of the nursing building?
So that one is going to be very exciting. Right outside of the nursing building is our new state-of-the-art science building. So we are going to have 7 state-of-the-art multifunctional type labs. But this is going to be another level of technology in those labs to get students ready, and in the biologies and chemistries and all those. So it's going to be an amazing building. I wish we could have doubled that space, but 7 pretty big labs, pretty sophisticated labs is going to really improve some of our hard sciences and those feeder programs into like the allied health programs and things like that. So we're very, very excited about that new science building.
Nice. And what will happen with the old science building?
So we are renovating those labs because obviously they're small, right? The capacity is not very big but we don't want to completely just let them go. I think we can find a way to balance students' course loads and needs with some more bigger labs, or maybe even hold some more intimate, smaller labs, depending on the type of subject matter. So we're renovating those. We've renovated most of those labs, and they're going to be ready to go. So we don't want to lose any labs. We want to increase our lab capacity to offer more science classes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is, one day, I do believe this COVID thing will go away. I hope.
Yes.
Wishful thinking on my part.
Well, yes, it's good to hope.
And keeping with that, we have to keep building. We have to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And we can't play the safe card. Well, what if it doesn't happen? And then we have so many missed opportunities.
We do. And we don't want to, I often, I don't know if you've done this, Hot Mustard, but I've reflected over the last 18 months. And then I'm thinking, kind of reflecting, did I just hunker down in fear or did I live? Right. I mean, you don't want to go back and say, well, geez, the last 2 years I've been living in fear. I mean, it's legitimate. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, how do we, as an intelligent being, figure this out so we can still continue to thrive as a human being, right? And I think it's important for us to kind of dig down and do that so we don't have any regrets to say, I basically put my life on pause for 2 years. I don't want to have those regrets. I don't think anybody does. I think people want to live and figure out what is it going to take to be safe, but also achieve your academic, personal, and career goals.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then look, how can we prepare?
Right.
Even more.
Right. I can tell you, with the complexities of this world, right, that we're living in, like no other time, there will be other things that we're going to have to face, right, that we need to be ready. This is, I think, I always think about it that this is just preparation for whatever comes next so that we can be better, stronger, more prepared, like you said, for whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think no one could have predicted this pandemic, right? I mean, there were people talking about it, but we're like, well, that's like way out there, right? Way out there. And actually it's here. So I think we need to learn from this. We need to get better, and we need to prepare ourselves for whatever's next. That's important,
And you always got to try to look on the brighter side.
Yeah.
That's why I always try to think. And when people get down, I'm like, well, if you really think about it, how bad would it have been if this happened in the 90s? We're pretty well set up
right
today.
Right.
We weren't 100%, but we had a pretty good.
Well, that's a great point, Hot Mustard, because back then maybe the technology wasn't as readily available. And so to hunker down without all the electronic means that we have now to be able to entertain ourselves may have been a lot harder back then. I don't know. I don't know. But, it's one of these things that, it's important to reflect a little bit about, kind of what we're in. And I think about, what if this happened in the 80s or 90s? How would it look? And it's important to do that. I think as we learn from that, we get better because of it. And so here's the thing that I want us to focus on, though, and I say this all the time, is that right now there's an external locus of control, and that's the pandemic, right? It's controlling every aspect, every behavior, everything our thoughts. When we start losing a sense of ourselves is when we start to fixate on those external locuses of control. It's important that we figure out what is that internal locus of control for us. And I'm telling you, it's the little simple things in finding some joy in your life, whatever that is. And it could be different and personal for people. It could be just a great cup of coffee in the morning, sitting down, listening to the birds sing in the morning, giving yourself that space to just enjoy a little bit. It's important because you can control that. You can control that. You can't control the pandemic. You can't control irresponsible behavior out there. And that can overwhelm people. So it's important that we find a way to go and focus on your internal locus of control. What can you control to find joy in your life? That's going to be the key to getting through this.
Spot on. The SAC Gender and Sexuality Association is going to hold its first meeting tomorrow. It's going to be at 3:00 on Zoom. And their goals are to provide a safe, inclusive community for all students and to promote the acceptance and awareness of LGBTQ issues on campus.
I tell you, Hot Mustard, we are one of the top 8 community colleges in the country for LGBTQ programming, sensitivity, all the things that we do. We are among the best colleges out there. And I am so proud of the work that Jacob Martinez and his entire committee have done to ensure that that all students feel welcomed and feel like this is their home. So very, very proud of the work they're doing. So let's go out and support our brothers and sisters.
Yes. And I don't speak for the city, but the Rainbow Crosswalk will be repaved. It's not gone.
Hot and mustard. I was like, you don't understand. Yesterday, I'm like, okay, I'm all about improvements. I'm all about new, better roads, but they better put that Rainbow Crosswalk back. So that's what I was thinking just yesterday.
Yes, and what it was when they redid the crosswalk and the ramps on the sidewalk, they did that first.
Yes,
and there was a small news story that day. On one TV station. And there was a city worker there, and they're like, no, we are going to put it back.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some construction though.
All right.
But then we didn't hear about it again. So when the road was just brought up and repaved, no one did news stories again on it. And so my social media was blowing up, and I was like, what? They're destroying us. I'm like,
of course.
Of course. Saw the news. They're going to put it back, and it's going to be great. It's going to be even better.
I am going to be so happy when the Pride Parade is back and we all participate through on Main Street. You know, I'm so happy to hear that, because it was just crossed my mind. I said they better put that crosswalk back. And just in my head, I'm not. There's nothing I can do other than hope that it comes back.
I can go buy some paint.
There you go. Well, to my point, to what I was going to mention, Hot Mustard, is that a group of people would come on weekends and actually scrub that down to make it look really pretty. There's a lot of pride in that intersection, in that crosswalk. So it's a point. There's a value to our community. There's a value to our college to be sure that we get that back, and that it shines even more so now than ever before. But so glad to hear that, Hot Mustard, because boy, that was causing some anxiety for me this past morning.
Yeah, no, it's going to come back. Either that, or I'm going to get in trouble for painting.
Right.
New meaning, taking it to the streets.
That's right. We're going to take it to the streets, no doubt.
This year, the Staff Senate is collecting school supplies for students attending Days Valla Elementary.
Yes.
And if you would like to help, you can drop off your donation and we have different buildings on campus. Moody, room 100.
Yes.
The Lofton Student Center, room 151, and the NAHC, the Nursing Allied Health Complex, room 310.
You know, Hot Mustard, we take it for granted. We think, well, everybody's got basic needs or basic supplies, but they don't. Some of our kiddos don't have it. So when we show up as a college and deliver brand new school supplies, you should see those kids' eyes. They light up because they have a brand new ruler, or they have a brand new lunchbox, or it goes a long way, and they will always remember SAC for it, because they knew SAC was there for them to give them some of the best school supplies. Every kiddo wants to come to school with brand new supplies, no doubt, but obviously that can't always happen. And it's important, and I think it's our obligation to do the best that we can for our community.
Yeah. All right. And the drive, that's going to be going on until September 30th.
Yes.
So,
plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yes.
All right. Well, it is that time. It's that time of the show. Had a lot of fun this morning.
A lot of fun. A lot of great subject matter, and there's a lot of great activities going on at SAC, no doubt.
And head on over alamo.edu/SAC. Go to the events page. We have so much stuff going on. We hope to see everyone out at the rock and roll event tomorrow. And other than that, keep it tuned right here every Tuesday, 8:30 to 9 for virtually Speaking of SAC. I'm Hot Mustard. Thank you, Dr. Vella.
Thank you, Hot Mustard. Always a pleasure.
And we're out. The doctor.